should know this shit. They said, there's a cap on Social Security and you don't pay it after you make that much. And I'm like, well, that's a ripoff. Why is that the case? If anybody tells you Social Security's in trouble, it's a very simple fix. Just have everybody pay Social Security on the money they make. That's all you have to do. Very simple. All of us do. We all do. Did you know that there was a cap? There's a cap. Yeah, they're stealing your money. We got to do better. Remember they did the whole defund police thing, which of course we were not doing? They're defunding America, and they're really doing it. They're defunding not just the police, they're defunding Social Security, they're defunding our schools, they're defunding defense, they're defunding the roads. We got to get better at our messaging. If we're fighting, go there. Defunding our libraries.
Yeah, you got it. All right, let's get, I'm going to try to get as many people in the time that we have left. Let's get Marley Rivera from Missouri City. Do I have Marley?
I'll go faster.
No, you're...
God, I remember now what was hard about Houston. It's hot as hell in Houston. So, and it's just, I'm like a snowman. I'm like melting. I'm like a snowman.
We're going to go to Amber. We're going to go to Amber Fannin. Amber, who are you?
Amber, welcome.
Thank you. Hello, how are you? Thank you both for coming out here. I just want to say it's surreal. I watched you at the DNC as a national delegate, and now I'm standing here and talking to you today. It's amazing. Little background about myself. I am from Harris County. I'm a VDR. I started... As a VDR, I started in Jefferson County, which is rural Texas. I went to Lamar University, go Cards. And so this is my question for you all. How does the party plan to return to its roots of advocating for working class? In Texas, rural communities have been largely neglected. What is the plan to engage and support them besides the town halls that we're having today?
Yeah, no, that's right.
Thank you. Good job.
Well, again, the National Party serves a purpose, but that's not the leadership. They're not going to come save us, but they do have the resources. And we were talking about this earlier. When we fight these 7 swing state presidential elections, no money goes to the other states, which means there's no money for the local party, there's no money for the local congressional candidate, there's no money for the local school board member, whatever it would be. We bled them dry, and over the years, Republicans went out and won all of these local seats. They won all of this, and they invested. So I said, look, they always say it's not always about the money. Sometimes it sure is. And we need to make sure that we're funding our parties in our states. We need to make sure that local control and decisions are being made, and that we're supporting them in the ways that we think, that they think, the local folks did, that we can win these elections. And I think, again, Beto's been talking about it all night. He's got me believing as I think about this. We have got to somehow figure out why 80 million Americans stayed home. Many of them middle-class folks who thought that Donald Trump and Elon Musk and the rest of this circus was going to be better for them. How did that happen? And then figure out, listening to local folks and saying, here's how we can win here. If we don't believe we can, look, in many of these places, my congressional district, when I won my congressional district by 30 points in 2008. In 2016, Donald Trump won that district by 18 points, just that amount of time. So I would say to all of you is, don't write these places off. Don't write any corner of America off, any congressional district. Give them the resources. Help train the candidates. Do things like Powered by People that get people engaged, and just decide. I'm going to do Beto's. I worry about this, that we should all, I mean, me especially. I'm going to be sitting on my porch in a rocking chair, and they're going to say, what did you do to fight for the democracy? It better be everything we could do. And I think each and every one of us want to be in this fight. We've got to provide the avenues where that fight is. And I don't think the Democratic Party, as it's structured right now, maybe does that. Just by the way, we are not Democrats in Minnesota. We formed 2 parties. We are Democrats, Farmer, Labor Party. And I think that gets a little closer to where we should be, a little closer on the labor. So,
yeah. How many of you have been to Dalhart, Texas? I don't believe you, but that's more people than live in Dalhart, Texas, are raising their hands. Tim, it's at the very top of the panhandle. It is so red, you can see it glowing from outer space when you're orbiting Earth.
It's like a 95% Trump.
It's very Republican. But to Tim's point, I don't give credit to the Republican Party so much, nor do I blame the people of Dalhart, but it's Democrats who frankly, present company excluded, stopped showing up and fighting for the people that they purported to serve and represent. Let's be honest with ourselves. For too long, if you were black, if you were brown, Democrats said, you know what, I already got their votes.
Yeah.
It's in the bank. I'm not going to show up and listen to them. I could care less. If you're white and you're rural, you know what, we're never going to win that. Right, in 2018, tried to do it again in 22. And I said, hey, I was calling when we were having the wildfires up there. Is everybody okay? Tell me how you guys are doing. And then we started talking politics. I said, what are folks talking about in Dalhart? Check this out. Number one issue, public ed. He said, our public schools, that's the economic lifeline. It's the largest employer in Dalhart, Texas. It's the source of pride. Friday night lights, right? That is Dalhart, Texas. And the governor, the Republican governor, wants to drain whatever resources we have and send them to the rich kids in Dallas. People are pissed off. Issue number two, we're a rail hub here in Dalhart. Union jobs are really important. There is no one standing up for organized labor in Dalhart, Texas. So folks are pissed about that. Third issue, immigration. It's not a negative one in Dalhart. We're an agricultural community, and folks travel thousands of miles for the privilege of picking our food and making sure that our local economy is working. To Tim's point, not a single Democrat on the ballot to make the case about fair wages and labor and public education and an immigration policy that means that if you want to come to this country, we're going to make sure that it's safe, that it's fair, that it's legal, that it's orderly, that you play by the rules, and America benefits from it. We have to fight on every front, in every district, in every single part of this state. That's the way.
That's the point. Good question.
Okay, we're coming up, and Tim, if you have time, we've got one more submitted question, and then I asked Aisha, so no pressure, to pick someone from the audience that's raising their hand.
We'll just try and go. I think, Beto, if I could, on some of it.
Yeah.
If folks just want to, maybe not even a question, just say, here's what you should be doing. Here's what I think. Just fast, we can get through more people.
Let's do this. We've got one more prepared that someone submitted. It's James Michael Robinson. That's the last one, and then we're going to follow Tim's lead on this. You have James Michael Robinson? Here we go. I'm going to give you the mic.
You're pretty happy about that win, aren't you?
Thank you for coming here tonight, gentlemen. As a retiree, as a veteran, as a recent I'm now on Social Security for the first time, and about to go on Medicare. I've been very concerned, but I want to say tonight, for the first time since November, there's a glimmer of hope. But what I want to ask you, I really inspired what I hear tonight, but why aren't our Democratic leadership being more aggressive about fighting this crisis, existential crisis for this country?
Yeah, well, thank you for all that. I only got a couple more years. How is it to get that Social Security? I used to say this as a teacher. Teachers know this. I worked my ass off because I wanted those kids to get the best education and go out and achieve their dreams, but I'm a little selfish. I wanted them to get a good job, pay their taxes, so I can collect Social Security and retire. That's how it works, so I'm happy you're on it. Look, Beto and I are asking this. When this started to happen, I heard that primal scream of do something. I called a few people up. I called him. I talked to Bernie Sanders, who's working his ass off to do some things. AOC. Yeah. And We get to decide what the party